Welcome to a very quick demo on the core document management functionality of ViciECM solution. ViciECM is essentially a web application which can be accessed over standard web browsers. As a solution, the core document management delivers the capability for capturing documents securely to a central repository, assigning access permissions, enabling search and retrieval in different ways, and support additional functionality like version control, automatic notifications, event driven as well as expiry date notifications, and a very simple and yet very powerful search. So when one logs into the system, there is this dashboard. The dashboard actually comprises of a number of widgets or portlets, each of which is designed to deliver some useful and relevant functionality to users. The good thing is the dashboard itself can be personalized by the users by choosing which widget should be displayed and which should not. Just to highlight one or two key widgets that are available in the application, bookmarks is a very useful widget where in the repository there could be several hundreds of thousands of documents that get added over a period of time, but at any particular point in time each user would have 20-30 documents which he or she needs to access, and quick access link for all such documents will be available in the bookmark section. All one needs to do is to just click on a small icon either from the folder view or from the search results view, and system creates a quick access link somewhat like your favorites in the respective user profile marks link. Likewise, you could have saved searches, documents shared by others with you, or documents that you shared with others. There are multiple widgets that are available to improve the usability of the application. The core document management module comes with this browse, which is essentially having Windows Explorer on the internet. Now here is where you can create a hierarchy of folders. There is no restriction on the number of folders or subfolders. You can create folders by department, by function, by product, by geography, by period, whichever way you want. You can create a hierarchy of folders. Once you create your folder structures, one of the important things that can be done is to assign access permissions. Here the application allows you to give hierarchical permission from no access at one extreme to full control. These permissions can be assigned at individual user level or user group level. So once you create your folder structure and assign access permissions, one of the things that can be done is to be able to add documents. If the documents are in hard copy form, there is a built-in scanning module with which you can scan documents. You do an automatic compression of the document so that they don't occupy too much space. Further, we also apply this advanced technology called optical character recognition, which essentially converts that scanned image into searchable text automatically, so that later on you can just type a word or phrase to retrieve the document. If the document is in electronic form, you can simply import those documents from wherever they are. It would show you these folder structures. You can pick up one or more documents. So I've just picked up a couple of documents. Those documents come in here. So you can drag and drop, upload documents from your folder structures or shared folders. If you have the permissions to add documents, you'll be able to add as many documents as you require. Here is where I want to introduce you to this Office plugins. What you see here is my Microsoft Word document, which has all the standard Microsoft Word menus like home, insert, design, etc. You would see that there is this toolbar called ViciDocs, which gets enabled when our application is installed. Now, if I want to store this document into the central repository, all I need to do is to say save in cabinet. It would show you the same folder structure that you saw earlier. I can select, let's say, this root folder called demo, and I say save. This document gets saved in there. Now, if I were to go to this particular folder and go to demo, you would see that this document got added just now. Whatever I added from the Microsoft Word interface, it ended up in the central repository automatically. So you have these plugins available for Word, Excel, PowerPoint as well as Outlook to directly store documents into the central repository. Not just that, I can select, let's say, the word accounts here, and I say search across all Word documents. From the repository, it picked up this many documents which contain that particular word accounts. As you can see, these are all coming from the central repository. It comes with a folder path as well. And if I need to open any of these documents, I just need to double click on that particular document and it would open that. Instead of saying Microsoft Word, if I say across all formats, it even picks up PDF, email and other file formats as well. So this is the convenience and usability that you have with Microsoft Office plugins. So you create a hierarchy of folders, you capture documents by scanning, uploading, or using plugins. Once these documents come into the repository, there are a number of things one can do. If I need to bookmark a document, all I need to do is just click on this and it becomes a bookmark document. Uh, every document, you get a number of options. For example, version control. If I were to look at the history of this document, it would tell me what all revisions this document has gone through. It tells me that it was created on 15th May 2019. Then on 12th December, it underwent a modification. Again, subsequently on 14th June, there was one more iteration that has been done on this particular document. So you would have the entire history as to who did the modification and when they did it, right? By default, it would show the latest version to every user, but one can get into this history to go and look at an earlier version of the document as well. So that's the advantage. So this particular mechanism is called version control that gets applied on any document which is added to the repository. So system checks whether the user has permissions or not to modify. Even when there are permissions, it enforces this process of checkout and check-in for users to make any changes to the documents. Then for every document which is in here, we provide a number of options to view the document. So I can just download the document and view it in the respective native application, or I can simply launch the viewer where it would display the document, within the browser itself, where you can, look at the document. You can also do what's called annotation. So not only am I looking at the document, I can do something like highlighting. I can highlight a particular portion. I can add some comments. So I can add those text annotations, as we call them, text annotations and comments. You can also redact a particular portion of the document. You can add image annotation, stamp annotation. One can even upload his or her signature into the profile and just affix that signature wherever they require. It goes with the username, timestamp, etc. So you could put all these annotations and save these annotations. The annotations themselves don't alter the document. If I clear the annotations, I see the document as it is. If I load the annotations, they get overlaid on top of the document. And the good thing is you can even define security on these annotations, where I can say that this particular text annotation here can be read by John and Pierre, but not by, let's say, Sharath. So when Pierre or John opens this particular document, not only can they read the document, they can also read these comments that are added as a markup on the document. But when Sharath opens the same document, he won't be able to see that comment. So that kind of functionality, and you can of course print this document with annotations, without annotations. You can download it as a PDF. So you have all those options that are available as part of viewing. And this is a viewer that we bundle with our software, and it supports viewing and annotations on PDF, all scanned image formats like TIFF, JPEG, PNG, BMP, etc. It also supports viewing of Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, and text files. So you can view all these different documents and you can do the markups on that. So you can, then there are a number of other things one can do. I can, for example, select a couple of documents. And for these documents, I could do cut, copy, paste, export, which would essentially allow me to download them onto a local machine for copying onto a jump drive, for instance. And I would also be able to share these documents easily. So if I say email documents, I can just type whoever I need to share these documents with. It could be a supplier or an auditor or a customer who is kind of requested you to send those documents. So I can put some subject. I can also add some. So once I'm done with that, I can just say send. It would send out an email to the intended addressee, and that person would receive it like any other regular email with these documents coming in as attachment. Good thing is you can select any document, multiple documents also from the folder view, or you can also do it from the search results view. So I showed you the example of sending documents as attachments. We also have this interesting ability to send these documents as links. So here I can just put some alias, and I can just click on this sign here to embed those documents as links. So I can again type the email address I sent. The recipient would receive an email with these documents coming in as links within the mail body. Let me quickly go to my Outlook, download and show you these emails, how they appear. So you can see there is this email, which comes with these documents coming in as attachments. One would be able to open these documents and, review them like any other email attachments. Likewise, you could also kind of share these as links. So if I click on a link, it would launch, that particular document and open the document and show it to me from wherever the document is. That brings me to search. You can perform search and retrieve documents very easily from anywhere in the repository based on access permissions, of course. One can search by common metadata like the name of the document, date of creation, location of the document, etc. You can also search by what's called metadata, where you can actually perform a search based on specific structured attributes. So if it is correspondence, for example, you can index it with from, to, date, subject, reference, and use them to retrieve documents. If these are invoices, you could use invoice number, supplier name, purchase order reference, date, etc. If you're using it to store, let's say, the employee documents, you could use it, you could index those documents with employee ID, employee name, department, nationality, and those kind of attributes. So the point to note here is these are all configurable. These are not hard-coded in the software. They can be set up as per the customer's requirements, and the same can be used for indexing and searching documents. So once I have metadata set up, I can just use any of these attributes to perform a search. For example, if I say I want to locate all documents where it's a correspondence document with subject containing DMS, it picked up these 55 results where DMS is there as part of the subject. In the same search, if I add an additional constraint where I say that from should contain the string array, instead of 55 documents, it now picked up just 2 documents. So this is metadata search for you. Now coming to content search, I can just put a word or phrase anywhere and search. This is actually done based on the content of the document. We call it full text search. Now from among all the documents that are there in the repository, the application would automatically pick up those documents which contain this particular word and on which this particular user has permissions. So as you can see, it picked up 70 odd results. You are able to see a lot of Microsoft Word documents, PDF documents. As I go further down the list, we're able to see other formats as well, like email, for example, Excel, right? And all these different file formats are getting picked up. What's interesting to note is it's even picking up JPEG files. As you know, JPEG files are actually scanned images. In normal course, one won't be able to search within an image. But here, since we have this technology called OCR, we are able to even find a word or phrase within the image. So here we found this word password and we were able to retrieve. Let me quickly open and show you this document. As you can clearly see, this is a scanned image, but since we have this advanced optical character recognition working on these images, we were able to find the text within that image. And as you can see, the document viewer is pretty much similar to what I showed you in the folder view. One can view, put annotations, view annotations, etc. from this interface as well. If I need to bookmark a document, I can simply click on this document, and other options like being able to share a document as an attachment or a link, those options are available even from this interface. Version control, viewing options, these options are again common in both folder view and search view. Search in itself is quite powerful. You can even do Boolean searches like word A and word B, word A or word B, etc. And system checks for these results in a really quick time. Even if you have millions of documents, results would be thrown at you in a matter of seconds. And whichever document you need to access, you can go view it, download it, print it, share it. You have all those options. There is just one other point I want to highlight in the context of document management. We have this ability to set up automatic notifications based on expiries of documents or based on events that take place in the repository, right? So that helps you to get advanced notifications whenever a document is going to expire. All right.